Climate change, a term that's been echoing louder in our collective consciousness, is significantly influenced by human behavior. Over the years, the repercussions of our influence have become more palpable and a topic of fervent discussion. But there's an angle that's often overlooked: the impact of climate change on our mental well-being. Beyond the physical effects, climate change has profound implications for human psychology and mental health. Let's see how global warming is shaping the human psyche. First of all, let's address the loud and disruptive events like natural disasters and extreme weather phenomena. These events, while sporadic, have a direct and immediate impact on mental health. Imagine the trauma of losing a home to a flood or the anxiety of living in wildfire-prone areas. Predictions suggest that global warming will intensify floods, droughts, wildfires, and major storms. Historically, psychologists have delved into the mental aftermath of such events, even before they were widely linked to climate change. The evidence? Overwhelming. Systematic literature reviews have consistently found that depression and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, are the most prevalent mental health issues following extreme weather events. Other repercussions include substance abuse, conflicts among family members, and self-harm tendencies. For instance, 20 to 30% of hurricane survivors grapple with depression or PTSD. Similar rates are seen among those affected by floods and wildfires. Drought, a more gradual menace, has been linked to increased self-harm rates among farmers. The reasons are multifaceted, ranging from economic hardships and the grief of witnessing the land they work, decay, to a loss of identity associated with their role in society. Estimates regarding the prevalence of mental health issues vary based on several factors, but the most optimistic show that 25% of the population affected by an extreme weather event experience a mental health problem. Studies indicate that transitioning from monthly temperatures between 25 degrees Celsius (77 Fahrenheit) and 30 degrees Celsius (86 Fahrenheit) to temperatures over 30 degrees Celsius increased the likelihood of mental health difficulties by 0.5%. Furthermore, a 1 degree Celsius increase in the average temperature over a 5-year period is associated with a 2% increase in the prevalence of mental health issues. Imagine a packed football stadium with 100,000 fans. A 0.5% increase in mental health difficulties means that an additional 500 of those fans could potentially face mental health challenges due to the temperature rise. That's equivalent to filling up an entire section of the stadium with people experiencing these difficulties. Now, consider a large city with a population of 5 million. A 2% increase in the prevalence of mental health issues translates to an additional 100,000 people facing mental health challenges. That's like filling up an entire football stadium with individuals grappling with these issues, all because of a 1 degree Celsius increase in temperature over 5 years. In the context of public health, these numbers are alarmingly high and constrain healthcare systems, communities, and families. The threat is greater for those with limited financial resources. The fact that minorities and low-income communities are disproportionately affected by extreme weather phenomena is well documented. As we look more into climate change, recent data shows how serious it is. From the daily air temperature to the melting ice in Antarctica, the signs are clear. The world is changing fast, with hotter days and melting ice. In the U.S., we can expect more hot days and changes in rain patterns. These changes aren't just numbers, they show what's happening to our planet. These changes affect our environment, our communities, and our own health. But it's not just the big events. Beyond the dramatic, climate change also manifests in more subtle, gradual shifts, like rising sea levels, higher temperatures, and altered precipitation patterns. These might not make headlines, but they're silently affecting millions. Take global warming, for instance. For decades, researchers have found a causal relationship between heat and increased aggression. This aggression can be directed outward, leading to spikes in physical altercations, or inward, resulting in higher self-harm rates. Recent studies confirmed that higher temperatures correlate with an increased number of self-harm events. Moreover, data shows that hospitalizations related to mental health issues are more frequent on hot days. The causal mechanism for these effects remains unclear, but could include stress and frustration associated with uncomfortable conditions, reduced opportunities for regular physical activity, or disrupted sleep. And it's not just about the heat. Poor air quality, another byproduct of global warming, has been linked to a worse mental health. Burning fossil fuels not only elevates temperatures due to the greenhouse effect, but also intensifies pollution. Warmer air also carries higher ground-level ozone. While research on this is still emerging and often doesn't differentiate between pollution sources, there's evidence linking deteriorating air quality to psychological stress and psychotic episodes. Climate change also triggers indirect effects stemming from the physical and social changes it induces. It doesn't just alter the weather, it reshapes societies. As climate change exacerbates economic and food insecurities for certain demographics, the resulting stress will likely amplify mental health issues. For many, climate change means food and economic insecurity. This will arise from shifts in the job market structure as well as the direct impacts on agricultural conditions. It's not just about changing weather patterns, it's about the stress and anxiety of not knowing if you can put food on the table or have a stable income. This looming uncertainty amplifies mental health challenges for countless families. Furthermore, climate change will exacerbate involuntary migration as certain inhabited areas become less habitable or even disappear. Think about communities on low-altitude islands or coastal regions. Often seen as a choice, migration will become a necessity for many, forcing people out of their homes. Some of these phenomena have already occurred, even in developed countries. Take, for instance, the residents of Isle de Jean-Charles in Louisiana, USA. They aren't just moving, they're recognized as the nation's first climate refugees. Migration, whether internal or international, brings a host of mental health challenges. The emotional toll of leaving one's home, adapting to new environments, and facing potential hostility from new neighbors can be overwhelming. It's not just about relocating, it's about the loss, the adaptation, and the potential isolation that comes with it. These factors can be traumatic, leading to feelings of grief, anxiety, and depression. Additionally, migration can cause tensions in host communities, which may need to adjust to rapid demographic changes. These tensions can lead to social conflicts, discrimination, and xenophobia, all negatively impacting the mental health of both migrants and host communities. Climate change is undeniably a global challenge. But here's the catch: not everyone is on the same boat. Some are on yachts, while others are clinging to drifting logs. There are nations and specific regions that are like the canaries in the coal mine, more vulnerable than others. Imagine living on a low-altitude island, watching the sea an inch closer to your doorstep every day. Or being in a region where droughts aren't just news headlines, but a daily reality. These aren't just scenarios, they're the lived experiences of countless individuals across the globe. And then there's money. Wealth can act as a cushion, softening the blows of climate change. It can rebuild homes, restore livelihoods, and rejuvenate communities after natural disasters. But what happens to those without this financial safety net? The World Health Organization has thrown a spotlight on a rather overlooked aspect: women bear the brunt more. Why? Largely because of the relative lack of power tied to gender roles. It's not just about the physical differences, but the societal chains that bind them. Then there are those who are vulnerable because of what's inside them. People with pre-existing conditions, including mental disorders, are like tightrope walkers without a safety net. A disruption in their treatment or certain medications can make them more susceptible to the heat's wrath. Lastly, let's talk about the kids. They're not just mini adults. Their physiological and neurological systems are still under construction. They can't regulate their body temperature as efficiently as adults. And early exposure to trauma? It can permanently alter their emotional compass in adulthood. It's like a scar that never fades. Climate change isn't just a global issue, it's deeply personal. And as we craft solutions, we must ensure they're as diverse and inclusive as the challenges they aim to address. Another noteworthy aspect is the impact of climate change on natural resources and biodiversity. As resources become scarcer and biodiversity diminishes, people might experience a sense of loss, known as ecological grief. This grief can be akin to the feelings experienced when losing a family member. It's a profound emotional reaction to environmental changes, leading to feelings of sadness, anger, and helplessness. Climate change isn't just about melting ice caps or rising sea levels. It's also about the storm brewing in our minds, the way we perceive and anticipate these changes. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of the environmental challenges we face? Imagine a parent reading stories of lush forests and vibrant coral reefs to their child, all the while wondering, will these tales become mere myths in the future? This emotional turmoil has given rise to terms like eco-anxiety and solastalgia. They capture our fears for the future and the psychological distress caused by witnessing environmental changes. And they are rapidly spreading. Across the U.S., a survey showed that a significant 25% of the population had come to terms with these emotions at least once. In the face of these challenges, it's imperative to see climate change not just as a biodiversity or geophysical issue, but equally as a psychological and societal challenge. Recognizing and understanding these intertwined influences is the first step. The next? One of the most powerful tools we have in combating the mental health impacts of climate change is community. When individuals come together, they can provide mutual support, share resources, and work collectively towards solutions. Community-driven initiatives, such as renewable energy projects or tree planting campaigns, can empower individuals to take direct action against climate change. This proactive approach not only combats climate change but also provides individuals with a sense of purpose and control over their environment. It can foster a sense of agency, reducing feelings of despair and anxiety. Youth are particularly vulnerable to the mental health impacts of climate change as they grapple with the uncertainty of their future. Engaging them in climate action, education, and discussions can diminish the generational divide that has struck us in recent years, bringing the community together, offering a sense of belonging and a shared objective to strive for. In conclusion, as we stand at the crossroads of our planet's future, let's remember that unity is our strength. By embracing the power of community, we not only pave the way for a healthier environment, but also for a mentally resilient population. So, let's join hands, support one another, and be the change we wish to see. For ourselves, for our planet, and for the generations to come. Craft your brain, and let's craft a healthy world together. Subscribe for more.